This is Warren from Simply Sustainable Family, and I'm sitting in front of one of the major projects we're going to work on here. And this is a 385 silage baler that we've had in the family for like 15, 20 years. And we're going through and fixing some of the issues from just wear and tear and some problems that were already existing when we got it that I didn't know existed. So if you follow along with the videos, we'll find some issues with how the belts would run. We're going to rebuild the pickup head, whatever bearings need replaced, all new tines. We're going to straighten out the pickup bands and everything else. And we're just going to go through it and make sure everything's ready to go for the hay season. And that's the next big project. So one of the projects on this John Deere 385 silage baler is working on replacing some of these belts. They're the same belts that came on it when we bought it 15 or so years ago, and some of them are completely trashed, gone. So we have a couple that we've replaced. So in total, to get everything, it would be 6 belts. And we'll see how it goes. So the biggest thing is having messed with these things a fair amount in the past, there's a tension relay that usually can loosen up a little bit. It'll buy you a little bit of time. And usually what I have to get in on this with is a good strong vice grip. And I grabbed everything but, so I'm gonna grab that real quick. We'll get on the end of that with a good vice grip. We'll wiggle through and see if we can get that pin out easy enough. So, I love the actual vice grips. There's something about those jaws that are just awesome. So, grabbing a pair of those, see if we can get on the side of that pin. All rounded over, so. Alright, we'll get the buggered end out. Awesome. Normally, if I was replacing these pins, as I was working it out, I'd be feeding in the other pin across, but we are just going from off. It's at 466.5 inches, and it's 4 of those. It's outer, 200 ends. And there's 2 shorter ones at like, I think it's like 406. And that pin isn't terrible. Barely anywhere on it, that's nice. So besides me hammering it into place and buggering it in a little bit, it's a-okay. So, while we're changing it out, also cleaning up the messes from these bad belts in here that clog up here like crazy. Biggest thing, getting all this dry hay off is if you have a baler fire, it's gonna be the dry, bone dry stuff. It's already crammed in. It causes issues, so before this goes to the field, which is gonna be cleaned out anyhow. It tells you how these belts feed. There's nothing over there on this end with all the worst belts. It's pretty near a nightmare. So we'll clean that up with that next one. So what I need to do is match to this one, the same length, and we should be able to sit here and get it to work around. And I've done that before. It's not the most fun, so let's see how much plays on the back side of this. So what I'm going to do is open up my box of the baler belts that I bought, and I'll come back when I've got the proper length for that run, which is that's going to be one of those short belts. So I'll be right back. We'll get you paused. So this is one of those short belts we were talking about, and I ended up buying belts through American Belting, and they're not cheap, and they sell two different styles, a thinner one for just dry hay and a thicker one for dry hay or silage. And I opted for the thicker one, and we might do more silage bales in the future. Haven't done much with it, but it's silage special. And even if I was to sell it, if it's equipped for doing silage bales, I just want it done right. So the short belt is 461 inches. The other ones are 466 and a half. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take one of these free ends, pretty symmetrical. And instead of using one of the finish pins, I'm just gonna use a bit of soft wire, and we're just gonna lace it one way or the other. I think going down and around might be the easiest thing, so do down. So we've been working on this baler project. So far we've released 3 of the 6, so we have another 4th belt to go ahead and do. The biggest thing is, after seeing the quality of these newer belts, we are going to go ahead and replace, and we've got an image that we're just going to post that shows the orientation. There's supposed to be 2 short belts set up, which allows the rollers to clean in the front and dump out. And there was not a single short belt actually on this baler. Whoever fixed this up back in the day put the same size belt all the way across, and I've had nothing but troubles with hay wrapping around rollers, even with scrapers and everything else, and there be the reason. There was no room, and we can walk around the front and show you for a second. First we'll come around. Sorry about the lighting, which sucks, but if you're looking here, you can see that offset belt that drops in. It leaves an opening here in the front, and that opening allows the hay to come off a scraper that's right there in the back. That scraper rides on that roller, and it's supposed to dump the hay off, and that short belt, when it's out of the way, allows the hay to fall out. But just like this one is set up, there's supposed to be a short belt here, and there isn't. It's just a regular size belt as the rest of them. So without that short belt, the hay stays in there. It doesn't self-clean the system, and you end up getting hay wrapping around every single roller. I mean, every roller. So I'm excited to see how she runs and how much cleaner she runs with the actual proper setup from the factory. So it's a good thing I checked the orientation that's on that passenger side door, and it shows how it's supposed to be properly set up, and we'll get her done. So we'll move to replacing the last normal size one in the middle there, and that we have 3 replaced and 3 to go, and we're gonna pick on this guy next.
Please, die down.
Ends
Please,
all
Mama, die down.
pin taped into them.
Please.
Usually it comes off real easy when
Die
you did that.
down, please.
Grab a camera.
Die down.
Things that get 10 times more complicated.
Please. Die down, please.
Roger, chill, buddy.
Die down, please, Mom.
No.
Please,
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 No.
Persistent homework.
No.
please,
No.
please.
No.
So we got the two lacings latched together. I'm just putting in the pin for that Matco lacing, and there we have it. That is laced. So all 4 new belts are on that we have. We just got to order the last 2. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm glad we ordered it.